Hi, I'm Nora Shabazi, the founder of EBLI, Evidence-Based Literacy Instruction, a comprehensive integrated system of teacher training and student instruction to get anyone to reach their highest potential in reading, writing, and spelling. And speaking of spelling, that is the topic of this blog, and it's one that's very near and dear to my heart because, as you'll see linked in the blog, a story about how I started with reading instruction in general and how EBLI was created thanks to my daughter Colleen. What led me into this was Colleen's struggle with spelling, and she was a good fake you out kid because she appeared to be a good speller because all of her spelling tests were 100%, but she could not spell in her writing, and her reading was also a very big problem too. So the spelling piece is, oftentimes shoved under the rug, ignored, thought to be not a very important thing when really it should be at the top of the heap with our literacy instruction. So this blog is talking about why that's so important, and not necessarily even just the why, but some of the things that we can do a little bit differently to really help kids accelerate that spelling acquisition to getting to be automatic and accurate at their spelling. So that's what really with EBLI, what we like to do is take what is in the research, because there is the research on how the brain learns to, or how the brain reads, right? So what happens in the brain and all this brain imaging wonderful stuff, but very little on how to actually teach the brain to read. Our focus is on teaching that brain to read in the most effective, efficient, possible way, okay? And when you improve spelling, you actually increase reading even more so. So teaching the brain to spell is actually going to teach the brain to read even better. So talking about these pieces of spelling that can make everybody's life easier, because there's an awful lot of closet poor spellers and people say all the time, I'm not that great of a speller, I don't like to write. Very educated people with PhDs, we've taught many of them, and that's kind of a red flag. Spelling is pretty much a red flag to tell you that if you're not spelling accurately, and if you're spelling inaccurately a lot in your writing, that is your reading is hindered also. It means you really don't know much about the English alphabetic code and how to apply it. So what we want to do is help you know much more about the English alphabetic code and how to apply it. So these are going to be some of the kind of things that we can shift a little bit and change in how we present instruction overall. And then there's a webinar that you can join too, where I'm going to delve deeper and give examples. And then I'm starting just this month something new where I'm going to offer intermittently workshops where you can come and actually get the instruction, get the materials to improve, in this case, spelling. So spelling with spelling words, or spelling and writing, or spelling with things that seem to be kind of a bugaboo for your child or your students or whatever. So thanks so much for reading this blog. I hope you join the webinar, and I'd love to see you also at the workshop.